Alright, good evening ladies. In today's video I want to discuss why I believe Solana could not only outperform Ethereum, but it could massively outperform Ethereum in the next crypto cycle. But I should mention that this doesn't mean I'm not bullish on Ethereum. I'm actually very bullish on Ethereum. However, I'm just irresponsibly bullish on Solana. So first I want to look at some easy to understand charts, keep it nice and simple to begin with, and then we'll dive into the fundamentals and some very interesting charts at the end of this video. So first looking at this chart, this is just comparing the Ethereum cycles in comparisons to Solana cycles. And Solana's only gone through one proper cycle, whereas Ethereum's gone through two now. And Ethereum in its first cycle went crazy, and so did Solana in its first cycle. But from its first cycle peak of $1,500, Ethereum went from $1,500 in the first peak to $4,500 roughly in the second peak. So that would be a 3x. Now if Solana did something similar when it went crazy in its first cycle peak to $250 and then did a 3x in its second peak, that would be a price of $750. And as you can see, the charts look extraordinarily similar. Now here's another great one for the technical analysts out here. This is using Fibonacci extensions, and yeah, that's essentially the golden ratio. And if you're plotting the Fibonacci extension from the cycle top to the cycle bottom, extending it out, it perfectly marked the top of Bitcoin and Ethereum in the last cycle. And if Solana was to perform similarly in the next cycle, that would put a Solana price at $919. So a very impressive run from where it's currently sitting at $25 or $21 at the moment. So that's enough of looking at astrology for men, which is technical analysis. Let's just dive into the fundamentals a little bit further. So first, like a very left curve, very easy to understand reason why you should potentially, make up your own decision. But the left curve's reason why one would be bullish on Solana is because it's a way faster, way cheaper Ethereum. It's actually so fast that if you've ever used it, it feels faster than using your credit card online or using your credit card in the shop. It's just insanely fast, and like the user experience is just completely next level in comparisons to any other chain. The reason it's so good from a technology perspective is Anatoly Yakovenko, the founder of Ethereum. He worked at Qualcomm. He made speed the core mission of Solana, and Solana actually can scale infinitely without massive congestion in the network, unlike Ethereum or unlike other Ethereum clones or Ethereum Layer 2s. And as computer chips processing power gets faster and better over time, Solana is perfectly able to deal with that increase in computer processing power. Anatoly's vision was that, okay, we can actually create a blockchain that's even faster than Visa or faster than Web 2 applications. And that's essentially what he's doing. Now you might be thinking, oh, but there's plenty of chains that are faster and cheaper than Ethereum. Well, there's no chains that are as fast and as cheap and as decentralized as Solana, but there are chains that are like technically good. But the other thing about Solana is that it actually has a thriving community, and most other alt layer ones just don't really seem to have any community, don't really seem to have any users, kind of seem to be vaporware. Like, I don't know anyone who's ever used Avalanche, and even layer 2s, like, yeah, they have some users, but layer 2s like Arbitrum, Optimism and ZK Sync are essentially blockchains that roll up all the transactions on their chain and roll them up into one bundle and then put that bundle transaction through Ethereum. So they kind of piggyback off the security of Ethereum, but they can process transactions on their chain at a much faster and much cheaper rate than Ethereum. But in my opinion, a lot of the activity that we saw on those layer 2 chains a lot of it was from airdrop farmers, myself included. I did a bit of airdrop farming for Arbitrum and got a nice airdrop, but like since I got that airdrop, I've never used Arbitrum again. And I know there are people who are still using Arbitrum, but like no one's buying NFTs on Arbitrum. Maybe some people are using some of their products. Well, maybe I have bridged just to buy a coin, but in reality, a lot more people are using Solana. And like maybe some of the metrics, like you can look at some of the metrics and they might seem somewhat even, but when you're actually kind of like, I'm trying out a lot of these chains, I'm really deep within the communities on Twitter, in the crypto community, and I kind of know what's going on, and it just doesn't feel like a lot of people are really passionate or interested in using those chains. Now don't get me wrong, there are users for sure, but I just don't think it's the same level, anywhere near the same level of real users and real excitement as there is with Solana. So Ethereum maxis will say that Ethereum, like the base chain, is going to be slow and expensive, but layer 2s are going to be the saving grace, and they're going to massively reduce the fees and massively reduce the speed. And that's all very well and good, but I think there is other trade-offs that come with layer 2s. Firstly, you have to split up your liquidity across a number of chains. So for example, if you wanted to launch a coin, or if you wanted to launch an NFT project, you couldn't really put half on Ethereum and half on Arbitrum. If you did, you're essentially splitting up that liquidity, and it's not easy to bridge those assets across. So it makes more sense if you're creating a project to just put it all on Arbitrum or put it all on Ethereum Layer 1. So developers who are making coins or making projects or making NFTs, they're going to have to decide which Layer 2 or whether to launch on Ethereum Layer 1. They're going to have to decide where the most liquidity is going to be. And that brings other drawbacks. For example, if you want people to buy your NFT on Ethereum Space Chain, on Ethereum, like most NFTs are, they're going to have to deal with high gas costs, and they might not like that if they're minting an NFT. But the downside, if you mint it on Arbitrum, there's less money on Arbitrum, so people, if they want to buy your NFT, have to bridge their money over from the Ethereum blockchain onto Arbitrum. And as we know, bridges are notoriously dangerous. And not only that, it also adds just like a barrier, like it's kind of clunky to bridge assets across from one chain to another. It's just an extra step, and it's not very easy or very simple to do. Whereas on Solana, the fees are so cheap, it's so fast, you're never going to need to bridge from another chain. You're never going to need a layer 2. The other small problem from an investment perspective in regards to Ethereum's scaling solution of using layer 2s is that all of these layer 2s have their own coins. So like, an investor's got to go decide, okay, do I want to invest in Ethereum straight up? Do I want to invest in some sort of layer 2 like Arbitrum, like Polygon, like Optimism? So that just kind of divides up the capital even further. That, like with Solana, okay, how do I invest in Solana? Okay, I can just buy Solana. Whereas with Ethereum, you have to kind of split up your money across Arbitrum, Optimism. So the investment case for pure Ethereum is slightly hindered in that fact, and I haven't seen anyone talking about that. The final downside with layer 2s is that even if you've put your NFT project and you want to mint on Arbitrum, you put your NFT project on Arbitrum, you can't like divide up that demand then. Like if there's a big claim going on Arbitrum, gas prices are still going to spike on Arbitrum. It's not like you can share that demand across Ethereum and Arbitrum and all the other layer 2s. No, there's still going to be a massive gas spike on Arbitrum. And that actually happened when a lot of people were using Arbitrum to claim their airdrop. There was massive gas spikes. And again, like most people who are using these layer 2s are just trying to farm an airdrop, whereas all the people who are using Solana, it's 100% organic because there's no airdrop going to be coming for Solana. And just to reiterate on how much of a cult Solana has become, like here's a few screenshots from Twitter. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but it does seem to me like Solana is quite a cult. And not only is it a cult, it's actually a gigabrain cult. Like most people who are in the Solana ecosystem or kind of in the cult of Solana are not, they're not the equivalent of people who are in the Hex cult or something like that. Like it's, more knowledgeable people. Like here's some screenshots from people who are well regarded in the crypto space talking about Solana, and they all have, like, a lot of them, a lot of very smart people have a lot of good things to say about Solana. Personally, I think it's quite likely that Solana will get into the top 5 cryptocurrencies, excluding stablecoins, in the next cycle. To add to that cultish narrative, Solana by far has the second biggest NFT ecosystem. Now, all NFTs are down bad. Like the number of NFT users is definitely at an all-time low, and it's never been worse across Ethereum and Solana, so both are down really bad. But the third place past Solana, like it's so far past Solana, I don't know what it is, probably Cardano or something, but no one really cares about any other NFT blockchains. Like it's either Ethereum or Solana, and that's the only place where people actually care about NFTs. The only 10 people that are left in the NFT community. Again, I'm not trying to bash on Ethereum at all. I just think Solana is going to have different use cases. Like Ethereum is very decentralized. It's the first mover. It has all the liquidity, but you're going to need a consumer blockchain that retail can use, that they don't need to pay $50 in gas, that they don't need to do this technical crap of bridging their funds from one chain to another. Like you know, that's not what gamers want to do. They just want to press a button and the transaction goes through immediately. And that's what the user experience on Solana is like. You can even mint now, like it's becoming so cheap that now you can mint 1 million NFTs on Solana for $100. That's about 100,000 times cheaper than it would be to do on Ethereum. 100,000 times cheaper. And to add to that, Ethereum went through Ethereum 2.0. I'm sure you remember that when it moved from proof of work to proof of stake. It was a massive deal, and all this layer 2 technology started coming out, all these improvements on Ethereum, EIP 1559 or whatever it is, which included burning of gas transactions. All of that came in the last year in Ethereum 2.0, and Ethereum performed very well because of that. Now Solana is going to have its Solana 2.0 with fire dancing coming up, and that's going to scale Solana's transactions per second to 1 million transactions per second, which is like, it's already really fast, but it's just going to be even faster. So from a technology enthusiast perspective, like, Solana is definitely on par with Ethereum from a technology front, and they have a lot of interesting things in the pipeline, as you can see from this screenshot. On a tokenomics perspective as well, like Arbitrum I think is only like 10 or 15% in circulating supply, whereas Solana, as you can see from this chart, you can see a lot of the supply is on the market, and the rest of the incoming supply is just from staking rewards. So if you're staking your Solana, you're not going to be diluted from that anyway, so there's not really massive supplies still to be hit on the market. So it's already got through its massive supply increases. Like Ethereum and Bitcoin have already got through that massive supply increases. Now there's only staking rewards to still come out for Solana. So on a tokenomics perspective, it's better than pretty much any other layer 2 or EVM L1 clone. Now here's a chart of Solana versus Ethereum, and as you can see, it topped out at 0.06 and it's currently sitting at 0.01, and I think in the next cycle it could potentially get to 0.1 Ethereum. So if Ethereum got to $10,000, Solana could get to $1,000. Just like in the way that Ethereum managed to become half of Bitcoin's market cap, potentially Solana could get to half of Ethereum's market cap in the next cycle. Now that is quite a bullish target, and I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but I think it's possible. If you use Ethereum's current market cap, that would put Solana at a price of $240 right now. So that's how down bad Solana is in comparisons to Ethereum. Ethereum's market cap is now 22 times larger than Solana at this very moment. Now you might not believe, or you might not think it would get to half of Ethereum's market cap, but do you really think it could get to a little bit higher than 23 times smaller than Ethereum's market cap? That's kind of the decision you got to make in your head. And here's just for fun, I'm not saying this is going to happen whatsoever, but if you had, this is the price Solana would get to if it got to the same market cap as Nvidia is currently. I'm going to say that number because that would be outrageous, but there you go. So personally, I'm no longer buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not selling them, but I'm just not going to be adding to those bags. I'm just going to be buying Solana and other smaller shit coins for the next year or so. That's my strategy, because I already have a good bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you don't, I probably would still be buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, because maybe I'm completely wrong on Solana. But yeah, that's my personal strategy. Obviously not financial advice. I'm not very smart and I've made plenty of mistakes. This could be another one, so don't follow my advice. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Thank you.